I hope you have unlimited text messaging. By Ms. Gar. Chapter 128. Conversation 17. Text messages at a wedding. Anthony. Yo just texted. Monkey Lover is a miracle worker and May is out of the woods. Although, despite the potential life-threatening situation, Coulson still hasn't confessed his feelings for May yet, or vice versa, despite making some very questionable decisions to get her treatment. Anthony. Idiots. That's good, although you could have waited until after the wedding to tell me. Steve whispered to Tony. Or actually tell me. I'm sitting next to you. Anthony. 1. Anything about May is too sensitive to say out loud in a room full of civilians. Anthony. 2. You were too panicky about May for me to wait until the end of the wedding. How many times did you go yo-yo and Simmons with my phone last night? Anthony. 3. Piper scares me. Me. Okay. Anthony. Why did I decide to come to this wedding? I forgot how long this was going to be. And they decided to do a reception today and not tomorrow for reasons known only to the bridal party. Today is going to be a long day. Anthony. We could totally be in our room working on round number 4. I think I got you to the point where you're willing to be on top. I promise I won't have a Siberia flashback. I know you're worried about that. Me. Because if you didn't come to this wedding, we would not have been able to have rounds 1 through 3 last night. I thought Friday said that there was a reception tomorrow, too. Anthony. Fair point. Actually, I think there might be 2 receptions, although we're spending tomorrow in a bedroom together, because I need recovery time after this much social interaction. Also, we totally should have gotten round 4 in this morning. Me. You also wanted to see your friends. Anthony. Who are mad at me because we missed the Sangeet yesterday? Thankfully, you made a good first impression this morning, so we are invited to dinner Monday before they go back to the States. Me. That's good, I think. Me. We were supposed to do something last night? Anthony. Yes, but you were more riveting, and the security team was a little worried they couldn't secure the venue ahead of time, like here. Also, I was too emotionally exhausted to deal with other people after the plane ride with Happy and being ambushed by Sam. I am so glad Happy Bear doesn't hate you anymore, I think. Anthony. I guess I'll find out more Monday. Me. Pay attention to the wedding and stop texting me. Anthony. Your glare is adorable. I would totally stop if you didn't respond. Yet you keep doing so even though you have to hunt and peck on that keyboard of yours. I bet you are so happy I got rid of the flip phone. How can you type so fast? Steve whispers under breath, which causes a glare from Agent Piper. Anthony. I have skills and a lot of preset words. Also, maybe Friday just knows what I really want to say. Watch the wedding, Steve whispered. Anthony, I rather watch you. You look positively edible. Anthony, I would describe in detail what I want to do with you, but I'm pretty sure the princess is reading this. Anthony, hey, princess, if you stop reading these messages for real, I will make your brother's Avengers designation Kitty Avenger. Tony, be respectful. Steve mumbled, rolling his eyes. A few moments later, his phone vibrated again! Anthony, I am being respectful. I'm not wearing red even though it's my signature color. My head is covered and I'm not wearing shoes. Davis was really not happy about losing the shoes. You do not like wearing shoes. This got him a glare from Davis this time. Maybe it's best if he returns to actually texting Tony, lest people notice that. Me. You look good in blue. Anthony, I look good in everything, and so do you. Me, I'm trying to pay attention. This is the most interesting wedding I've been to. Anthony, different than in the 40s. Me, yes, I like it. Especially all the color. Anthony, okay, bright wedding for us. Although a shorter one. Anthony, you should know that this wedding is going to take at least 2 more hours, so it's good to be comfortable. We are just getting through the bride arrival part. How many parts are there? Steve whispered. Anthony, several. Anthony, just relax and enjoy. There are people getting up and getting snacks and socializing. Anthony, yes, that's allowed. I feel like texting you would be okay in that situation. Anthony, Besides, I might have to explain some of the elements of the wedding, like there is a part of the ceremony where we can't take pictures. Not even the wedding photographer. Or the fact that we're going to have to take pictures with the whole family later. Anthony, also someone will need to tell you when it's time for us to actively participate. We have flowers to toss. How are you typing so fast? Anthony, again, Friday. She can help you too. Anthony, okay, now I wish we got here earlier. I'm kind of hungry and a snack pre-wedding would have been nice. And whose fault is that? Steve asks, and yes, he's getting glared at for doing that. Anthony, the person who decided on a 6 a.m. wedding. Anthony, a 1 a.m. wedding would have better, especially with the jet lag and your constant calling to DC to check up on May. Anthony, when we get married, the ceremony is so happening at 1 a.m. We are not having a 1 a.m. wedding, Steve whispered. Anthony, it's perfect. The paparazzi are less likely to crash if we do it in the middle of the night. Anthony, also I feel like we would have to deal with less supervillains that way. They would totally want to crash. Me, have we dealt with any supervillains lately? Anthony, well, not us directly, but Yo-Yo and Melinda are, which is how she got, as Yo-Yo puts it, touched by a ghost that nearly killed her. I still want a rational explanation for that. Anthony, I feel like we are due for at least a regular villain attack soon. Maybe just Watchdog level and not Loki level. Anthony, you know, totally below our pay grade, but we keep having to deal with it because they're annoying little insects. Anthony, Piper just glared at me. Me, because you asked her to get you a snack. You should have had breakfast. Anthony, I wanted to eat you, but you wouldn't let me. Me, I am not breakfast. Anthony, baby, you are the most important meal of the day. Me, okay, stop glaring. You're adorable when you glare. I'll be back in a few minutes. I need to go to the men's room and I know there are snacks somewhere. Anthony, okay, I'm back and ready to get through the next hour plus of the ceremony. Anthony, no, I didn't bring you back anything. You can go get your own snack. Me, I'm okay. I had breakfast. Anthony, because you didn't hit the snooze button when Friday woke us up at 4 a.m. At this point, Steve decided to just take Tony's phone away. He placed it in his pocket despite the fact that Tony was pouting at him. Fine, I will watch the wedding, like a good boy. And Tony did stay quiet until they moved on to what appeared to be the next part of the ceremony. That's when he got another text message. He only looked because of May being sick. Really, that was the only reason he had the phone on at all. Otherwise, he would have asked Friday to hold all of his calls. He's definitely doing that Tuesday when he and Tony have breakfast with Sam and Natasha. Steve will not let Tony spend another social gathering on his phone the entire time. Sexy boyfriend. So we're about to get to the most important part of the ceremony, the 7 steps. I know, Friday sent me reading material. Did you get another phone? Tony responded by holding up his watch as he typed out another message. Steve is not even surprised. Sexy boyfriend. Before or during the wedding? During, while you were in the men's room. Watch the couple, Steve whispered. Yes, dear, Tony whispered back. I like the vows they used during the 7 steps, Steve told Tony while they were sitting at their table more than an hour later. The ceremonial part of the wedding was over, and they were now mingling. Okay, he and Tony were sitting at their table alone, while Agents Davis and Piper tested the food. Nobody wanted a repeat of what happened a few months ago. He doubted anybody would want to kill Tony at this wedding, but you could never be too careful. Especially the last one about being lifelong friends. It was different, but it was beautiful. Note to self, incorporate something like that in my wedding vows to you. Tony joked. Steve thought. You know, normal people actually ask someone to marry them before they start planning the hypothetical wedding, Steve replied. Although now that he thinks about it, Tony made a lot of comments about their possible wedding today during the ceremony. He really shouldn't be surprised. Jokes were Tony's number 2 coping strategy, just after avoidance. I'm the normal. I'm a futurist. If I don't totally screw things up or the end of the world doesn't come in the next couple of months, I will break out the engagement ring. You didn't run away to the princess's house to see your BFF, so I feel like that's progress. Tony half joked. Maybe. Because you're right. Tony smiled at those words. What am I right about? Tony asked.
James needs some time to adjust, now that he's not under Hydra control anymore. I want to be there, but only when he's ready for me. This has to go at his pace.
After thinking about it overnight and dealing with the main crisis, Steve realized he has to do what's best for Bucky's recovery, not just what he wanted to do.
You were so distracting last night that I forgot to mention that the doctors think that James will be ready for visitors by late December. That could be your Christmas present, since I feel like it's too early for an engagement ring.
Oh, look, another wedding joke.
Do guys wear engagement rings in the 21st century?
Steve asked curiously.
You can if you want to. And you know I always do what I want.
Tony smirked at him.
That's true. Although with our jobs, it might be more practical to wear the ring around your neck on its chain. That probably would work best. I would hate to damage the ring when
punching people.
You do punch people a lot. You don't have Happy holding on to this ring like the last one. No, I'm not that cruel. And besides, he was the one who bought that one,
Tony answered just as Agent Davis showed up with their food. That night, when Steve found a platinum wedding ring hidden in the condom box, he said nothing. Either Tony will give it to him when he's ready, or Steve will find it when he's ready to put it on. They have time.